What if some of the best foods for healthy aging are the ones your ancestors ate hundreds, even thousands of years ago? Most people assume that science is constantly moving forward, discovering brand new answers to the problems of aging. But something surprising is happening. Researchers are increasingly looking backward. They're re-examining ancient foods that traditional cultures relied on long before laboratories existed. And what they're finding is fascinating. Some of these foods appear to support healthy digestion, stable energy, brain function, and even some of the biological processes associated with aging itself. Yet many have quietly disappeared from modern diets. In this video, you'll discover 7 ancient foods that modern science is taking seriously again, why they mattered to traditional cultures, and how you can easily bring them back into your own life. If you're interested in practical science-backed ways to age with more energy, strength, and vitality, consider subscribing. Every week, we explore forgotten foods, ancestral wisdom, and modern discoveries that may help you stay healthier for years to come. Let's begin with a grain that quietly nourished entire civilizations. Number 1. Barley. The forgotten grain that feeds your future? Barley isn't trendy. You probably won't see influencers talking about it every day, and it rarely appears on lists of the hottest superfoods. But that may be exactly why it's worth paying attention to. For thousands of years, barley fed entire civilizations across the Middle East, Europe, and Asia. It sustained farmers, warriors, and families long before nutrition labels and dietary guidelines existed. Ancient people depended on it because it was reliable, filling, and nourishing. Today, scientists are discovering there was more to that story. One of barley's most valuable compounds is a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Research has linked beta-glucans to healthy cholesterol levels, better blood sugar control, and improved gut health. And those benefits become increasingly important as we age. Why? Because aging isn't just about wrinkles or gray hair. Many scientists now believe that chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and an unhealthy gut microbiome play major roles in how we age. Think of your gut as an internal ecosystem. When beneficial bacteria thrive, they produce compounds that help support digestion, immunity, and overall health. Barley's fiber acts like food for those helpful microbes, helping them flourish. The best part is that barley is simple to use. Add it to soups, stews, grain bowls, or replace rice with barley a few times a week. Its mild, nutty flavor works in almost any savory meal. What makes barley so fascinating isn't that it's a miracle food. It's that a grain humans have trusted for thousands of years is now being validated by modern research. Sometimes the path to a healthier future isn't about finding something new. It's about rediscovering something ancient that was quietly helping people all along. And the next food on our list appears again and again in some of the world's longest living communities. Number 2. Lentils. The protein secret hidden in blue zones. If you visit some of the world's longest living communities, you'll notice something surprising. They aren't relying on expensive superfoods or complicated diets. They're eating lentils. For thousands of years, lentils have been a staple across the Mediterranean, the Middle East, and India. Long before nutrition science existed, people valued them because they were filling, affordable, and nourishing. Today, researchers are discovering just how impressive they really are. Lentils are packed with plant protein, fiber, magnesium, potassium, folate, and antioxidant compounds called polyphenols. Together, these nutrients support several key areas linked to healthy aging. One of the biggest concerns after 50 is maintaining muscle mass. As we age, the body naturally loses muscle, which can affect strength, mobility, and independence. Lentils provide protein that helps support muscle maintenance while also delivering fiber that promotes steady energy and metabolic health. Researchers also appreciate their effect on blood sugar. Unlike highly processed carbohydrates that can cause sharp spikes and crashes, Lentils digest slowly, helping provide a more stable source of fuel throughout the day. That's one reason they appear so often in traditional diets associated with longevity. Adding lentils to your routine is easy. They work beautifully in soups, stews, salads, curries, or simply as a side dish. What makes lentils special isn't that they're exotic, it's that they're ordinary. They remind us that some of the foods most capable of supporting long-term health are often the ones we've overlooked. Sometimes the greatest nutrition isn't found in the newest discovery. It's found in the foods that have quietly stood the test of time. And the next food on our list may be even more fascinating because its benefits begin in a place scientists now consider central to healthy aging: the gut microbiome. Number 3. Fermented cabbage. The ancient food your microbiome recognizes. At first glance, fermented cabbage doesn't seem very impressive. It's not exotic, it's not expensive, and it's certainly not marketed as a miracle food. Yet scientists are paying increasing attention to foods like sauerkraut and other traditional fermented cabbage preparations because of what happens during the fermentation process. For centuries, people across Europe and Asia preserved cabbage this way to make it last through harsh seasons. They had no idea microorganisms were transforming the food. They only knew it seemed to support health. Today we know much more. During fermentation, beneficial bacteria produce compounds that can help support the gut microbiome, the vast community of microbes living inside your digestive system. Why does that matter? Because researchers now believe the microbiome influences far more than digestion. It interacts with the immune system, helps regulate inflammation, affects metabolism, and even communicates with the brain through the gut-brain axis. As we age, maintaining a healthy and diverse microbiome becomes increasingly important. That's one reason fermented foods are receiving renewed scientific interest. The good news is that you don't need large amounts. A small serving alongside meals can be enough to make fermented foods a regular part of your routine. What makes fermented cabbage so fascinating is that ancient cultures discovered its value without understanding the science behind it. They trusted observation. Now science is helping explain what they were seeing all along. Sometimes the foods that seem the simplest carry the most complex benefits, and the next food proves that big nutritional advantages can come in surprisingly small packages. Number 4. Sardines. The tiny fish with a giant nutritional profile. Sardines may be one of the most underrated foods in the modern diet. They're small, inexpensive, and often ignored in favor of more popular seafood options. Yet for generations, coastal communities around the Mediterranean relied on them as a regular part of their diet. Now scientists are taking a closer look. Sardines are naturally rich in omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, nutrients that play important roles in brain health, heart health, and inflammation regulation. As we age, chronic low-level inflammation tends to increase. Some researchers even refer to this process as inflammaging because of its close connection to age-related decline. Omega-3 fats are widely studied for their ability to help support a healthier inflammatory balance. But sardines offer much more than healthy fats. They also provide high-quality protein, vitamin B12, selenium, vitamin D, and calcium when the soft bones are eaten. That's an impressive combination for supporting muscles, bones, energy production, and cognitive function. What makes sardines especially remarkable is their efficiency. Few foods deliver so many nutrients in such a small package. They're also easy to enjoy. Add them to salads, serve them on whole grain toast, mix them into pasta dishes, or simply enjoy them with olive oil and lemon. Perhaps the biggest lesson sardines teach is that nutrition doesn't have to be expensive to be powerful. Sometimes we overlook a food simply because it's familiar. Yet some of the foods that supported healthy populations for generations continue to offer benefits that modern science is only beginning to fully appreciate. And the next ancient food comes from a completely different world, the ocean itself, and contains unique compounds that many people rarely consume today. Number 5. Seaweed, the ocean food modern diets forgot. Seaweed rarely appears on lists of healthy aging foods, but maybe it should. For centuries, coastal cultures in Japan, Korea, and China consumed sea vegetables regularly, long before anyone understood nutrients, antioxidants, or cellular health. To them, seaweed wasn't a superfood, it was simply food. Today, scientists are taking a closer look. Seaweed provides iodine, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and a variety of antioxidant compounds. It also contains unique substances that are rarely found in foods grown on land. One reason researchers find seaweed interesting is its mineral density. Many modern diets provide plenty of calories, but not always enough minerals to support optimal health. Seaweed helps address that imbalance naturally. Its iodine content is particularly important because iodine supports thyroid function. Since the thyroid helps regulate metabolism and energy production, maintaining its health becomes increasingly valuable with age. Researchers are also studying specialized compounds found in certain seaweeds for their potential role in supporting cellular resilience and healthy aging. The good news is that a little goes a long way. Seaweed can be added to soups, broths, salads, rice dishes, or eaten as a snack. What makes seaweed remarkable isn't just what's inside it, it's what it represents. A reminder that some of humanity's oldest sources of nourishment came not from the soil, but from the sea. And the next food on our list may be even more fascinating because it's alive, and scientists believe it may help support one of the most important ecosystems in your body. Number 6. Kefir, the living food that supports your inner ecosystem. What if one of the most powerful foods for healthy aging wasn't really a food at all, but a living community? That's what makes kefir so fascinating. For generations, people in the Caucasus Mountains consumed this fermented drink as part of their daily lives. Long before the word microbiome existed, these communities valued kefir for the way it seemed to support vitality and overall health. Today, science is helping explain why. Kefir is created through fermentation using kefir grains, which contain a diverse community of beneficial bacteria and yeasts. During this process, the milk is transformed into a drink rich in probiotics and bioactive compounds. Researchers are increasingly interested in the connection between the gut microbiome and healthy aging. The microbes living inside your digestive system help influence immunity, inflammation, metabolism, and even brain function. As we age, maintaining a diverse microbiome becomes increasingly important. Many scientists now view microbial diversity as one of the hallmarks of resilience and long-term health. That's where kefir stands out. Unlike many modern foods, it doesn't just provide nutrients, it helps support the living ecosystem inside your body. Adding kefir to your routine is simple. Drink it on its own, blend it into a smoothie, or pair it with berries and nuts for a nutrient-rich breakfast. What makes kefir remarkable is that it reflects a growing realization in science. Healthy aging isn't only about feeding yourself, it's also about feeding the trillions of microscopic partners that help keep you healthy every day. And the final food on our list may be the most surprising of all. A humble, ancient staple that scientists are increasingly connecting with some of the world's longest-lived populations. Number 7. Purple sweet potato, the ancient longevity food that refuses to be forgotten. If there is one food on this list that perfectly captures the idea of ancient wisdom meeting modern science, it's the purple sweet potato. For generations, it served as a dietary staple in traditional communities known for exceptional longevity. It wasn't treated as a superfood or a health trend. It was simply part of everyday life. Today, researchers are looking at it through a different lens. Its deep purple color comes from anthocyanins, powerful antioxidant compounds also found in blueberries and other richly colored plants. Scientists have studied these compounds for their potential role in protecting cells from oxidative stress, one of the processes associated with aging. But purple sweet potatoes offer more than antioxidants. They're also rich in fiber, potassium, and complex carbohydrates that provide steady, sustained energy. Unlike highly processed foods that create spikes and crashes, they help support a more stable energy balance throughout the day. What's particularly interesting is that many traditional longevity diets share a common pattern. They aren't built around extreme nutrition strategies. They're built around simple, nutrient-dense foods eaten consistently over time. Purple sweet potatoes fit that pattern perfectly. They're affordable, satisfying, easy to prepare, and surprisingly versatile. Roast them, steam them, add them to soups, or use them as a side dish with almost any meal. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson they teach. The secret to healthy aging may not be hidden in some revolutionary new discovery. It may be hiding in the foods that nourished generations before us. What was once considered ordinary is now being viewed as extraordinary. And sometimes the future of longevity begins by rediscovering the wisdom of the past. If you look closely, these 7 ancient foods have something important in common. They come from different cultures, different climates, and different periods of history. Yet they all seem to support the same foundations of healthy aging. A healthier microbiome, better metabolic balance, stronger cellular protection, steadier energy, and lower levels of chronic inflammation. And that's where the biggest lesson may be hiding. For years, many people have searched for the next breakthrough, the next miracle ingredient, the next revolutionary solution. But what if part of the answer has been sitting on our plates all along? Science is certainly discovering new things. Yet in many cases, it's also rediscovering old wisdom. These foods were never truly lost. We simply stopped paying attention to them. So I'd love to hear from you. Which of these ancient foods do you already eat regularly, and which one surprised you the most? Leave a comment below, give this video a like if you found it valuable, and subscribe for more science-backed insights into forgotten foods, healthy aging, and practical longevity strategies. Because sometimes the future of health begins by remembering the past.